Hey, what's up? Curtis. I'm super sick. Not just with my rhymes. Just physically sick, you know. So, what we're gonna talk about today is Edgar Wright, Joe Dante, and James Wong. Yeah, you got that right. So, Edgar Wright was probably the biggest influence. He influenced me with 3 of his films for this specific piece, which was Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, and The World's End. I'll go over each one individually. Starting off with some zombies is Shaun of the Dead. That influenced me mainly because of the blood in it. We wanted a lot of blood in it. You know, just gallons if possible. Unfortunately, we didn't use as much as I would have liked. But that's life, you know. You want some more blood, you don't get enough. Another film is Hot Fuzz, which again with the blood. Hot Fuzz. Sorry, Hot Fuzz was the film I was talking about. Then Shaun of the Dead is this one. Hot Fuzz, with all the blood in it, just blood everywhere. It's a very bloody film. It's great. I love it. Shaun of the Dead influenced me in the horror comedy aspect, which is a huge component of the piece. It's the base. It's the base of the piece. Really, there's not too much horror comedy, and that's my favorite. That's my favorite movie of all time, actually. So. And then The World's End influenced me specifically, my character, because in the beginning of the film, he's this straight, very straight. What's the word? Straight edge. I don't know. He's very. He doesn't want to get too drunk. You know, he wants to go home early. You know, he's a businessman. He's very very smart. But then halfway through, he gets replaced with robots, which is kind of what happens when I smoke weed. My character becomes more childish. He becomes more like his older self when he was a kid, and he gets more whimsical, if you will. Unfortunately, mine is killed pretty quick, so don't really get to explore that in depth much. James Wong with his Final Destination films influenced the horror comedy aspect as well, but in a slightly different way, because it's not really aiming for comedy, it's aiming for horror. It just misses the mark a lot, so the horrors, at least my vision of it, the murders are pretty funny in it sometimes. So that influenced it being funny by going so over the top is what influenced us in that way. And then also Joe Dante with Gremlins, just another example of a comedy horror comedy to base the whole thing on. That, along with Shaun of the Dead, really those two film or series, because Gremlins has Gremlins 2, which has Daffy Duck in it and Bugs Bunny, I believe. Side note, but shouts to my Looney Tunes. Yeah, so those two really covered the base, the end. Thank you. Goodbye.